Hey, fellow rock tumblers, look at this. Check out these little rocks that I found in Central Texas. I was out rock hounding recently with Kendra and we were finding mostly petrified wood, but in addition to that, we found some other interesting pieces. Here, this is obviously some banded chert. Got a couple of quartz pieces here that were already well river tumbled, so these should turn out nice. And just odds and ends. This has I think some quartziness in it. I saw some sparkle. This looked like some kind of fossil, but I don't know. It's just an odd piece. Looks like it will take a beautiful shine, so in it goes. This piece has some interesting detail in it. Check that out. So let's go ahead and get these started in the coarse grit. I'll get them nice and smooth, and I'll bring them back here and show you what they look like before moving them on to the polishing stages. Check it out, my batch of rocks are finished with the coarse stage, and for the most part, I'm happy with the way they tumbled. This is the one that I thought was agate, and sure enough, it actually has a little bit of agatiness in it. The quartz, they were already well tumbled. Now they're even more tumbled. And some of these other pieces, well, hopefully will take nice shines and be beautiful, shiny rocks. So let me go ahead and get these going in the vibratory tumbler. I'll make them nice and shiny, and then I'll bring them back in here and show you what they look like. Check it out. The rocks that I found in Central Texas have been polished, and I think they turned out just beautiful. Let's take a closer look at some of the nicer ones. Now here's a good example of some of the banded chert that we find around here. Once you get these smooth and polished, you can see all the amazing details. Isn't that beautiful? This rock is very common in this area. Now this guy took a really good shine. I thought for a minute this might be petrified wood, but I'm now leaning more towards chert again. Still just a beautiful little rock with a great tumble and shine. Now this is an odd one here that never really took a great tumble. It just kept fracturing. Not sure what it is. It's interesting looking. Looks like it has maybe some quartz crystal in there. Yeah, but as I said, it just never would get perfectly smooth for me. I'm not sure what this one is, but I really like the pattern on it. See those little fine stripes in there? Interesting looking rock. Missed that little part there tumbling, oh well. Still, overall, I think it's a good rock. And here's another one of those little interesting rocks. Don't know what this one is. Has some decent patterning in it and, I guess some color. I think this might be a little piece of jasper, and I really like the color in it. It's hard to show with this lighting. It's also hard to hold on to this thing. It's slick now that it's nice and polished. But you can see the red and I want to call it like almost a green color in there. Yeah, looks like that's all red on this side, but you see what I'm talking about? There's some color in there. And a little bit of a pattern. Isn't that beautiful? This, of course, is one of those pieces of quartz that was already nicely river tumbled when I got it. But after a few weeks in the coarse grit and then, of course, the vibratory tumbler, voila, what a beauty. A little gemstone. What do you think? And here's the other piece of that quartz. Same story. Already well river tumbled, but after a few weeks in the coarse grit and some vibratory tumbling, this is what you end up with. Now here's an interesting little rock with lots of stripes in it. Check that out. Isn't that something? A little bit of color in there as well. See that? There's some red. I like that. Now here's the smallest one I'm going to show you from this batch. I like it because of it almost has a little flame pattern going on in there. And then look at the top. I think this might be a small piece of petrified wood, actually, now that I look at it. Yeah, very pretty. It's got some redness. I like that. Oh, and here's a beautiful piece of the banded chert. It's light colored, which is unusual. Look at that. Took a great shine. Beautiful pattern. Looks like a storm on a weather radar right there. Some sort of hurricane about to hit the land. Oh, very nice. This is one of my favorites of the batch. Now this one's really cool. It was already well tumbled by the time I got to it, thanks to the river. So I got it even rounder and smoother and then put the polish on it. Look at the detail in that. This is probably, again, banded chert of some type. I just love the pattern in there. It just feels good too. And finally, this is the last one I'll show you. This one is the one that I knew had a little bit of quartziness in it, and luckily for us, as you can see, it has some agatiness in there as well. Check that out. You can see it in there. There's some depth there. That's actually some translucent agate material right there. And it had a little bit of sparkliness down here as well. So this may be my favorite of the whole batch. I don't know, what do you think? Got a great pattern on it. Just some little rock I saw along the trail many months ago, and now look at it. Thank you all so much for watching this little video. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure enjoyed making it for you. Please remember to check my other videos for more like this. Thanks again.